Hundreds of University of Oregon students spent their afternoon on the lawn after a basement fire forced the evacuation of an entire dorm. Good evening, I'm Brian Richardson.
And I'm Brandy Smith. Investigators are still trying to figure out what caused the fire. KEZI 9 News reporter Lauren Michler is live on campus with our top story at 5. Lauren?
Crews say that the fire began in the basement of Dunn Hall here behind me, sending smoke up through the stairways and setting off fire alarms throughout the entire Hamilton complex, which houses 800 students here at the U of O. Luckily, many of them were at class when the fire started just after 11 this morning, but hundreds of them were still inside. Students living in Dunn Hall woke up to an unnerving alarm this morning, and it wasn't their iPhones.
I was just, waking up like any normal day. And
I hear the fire alarm, then I smelled it.
I opened up my door to my room, and there's smoke in the hallway.
There was a wall of smoke by my door.
Students say they made use of fire drill skills and headed for the stairs, but they weren't the safe exit they were hoping for.
When we opened the stairwell was just filled with smoke. Like, you couldn't really walk in the stairwell at all. So, I mean, I know some people did, but we weren't going to do it because there's way too much smoke to go down it.
Much of that originating from the basement janitor closet where crews say the fire started.
There's definitely some stuff that was burning down there and smoke up the basement. We let the smoke up through the stair chamber to get the smoke out.
Students say they used an alternate staircase that leads outside instead of to the basement. Dunn's fire alarm triggered all alarms throughout Hamilton complex, evacuating a few hundred kids. But luckily, most of them didn't have to deal with the smoke. Fire crews say it could have been worse, though, if it had been at night.
Luckily, this is during the day. Most students are probably in school or in class. At night, if the fire alarm goes off, there's probably a fire, and that means get out of the building.
Crews were able to get the fire out in about 15 minutes, but it took a good chunk of the day to air out all the smoke. But the university says damage was basically non-existent.
The good news is there was really no damage involved. There'll be some smoke. It'll smell like there was a fire, but didn't damage the building. Just
displaced some students for the first part of the day. The university says that all of the halls inside Hamilton, except for Dunn, where the fire happened, were reopened shortly after 11 o'clock this morning, and that residents of Dunn Hall were allowed to get back into their rooms right around 1 o'clock this afternoon. However, the actual cause of the fire, how it started, is still being investigated. Live in Eugene, Lauren Michler, KEZI 9 News.